Hello, once again, welcome to another edition of the I'm Always Right Sports Podcast. I am your host, as always, the Mouth of Michigan, Rob Medenka. With me, as always, my co-host, the Merck's own, Mike Merkel.
Yes.
And guys, we have a action-packed episode for you guys today. We're going to start off, like we promised last week, with the Merck's own NFL quarterback rankings, going from 32 all the way to the tippy top of the league. Spoiler alert, I'm not on the list.
I had you at 33.
Not cool. All right, but I mean, actually, it's better than some quarterbacks like Tannehill and stuff.
It
right?
is,
He's
because
the backup.
they're
Yeah,
backups,
right.
They're
cool.
probably like 35
Expansion team. But after that, after the Merck's own quarterback rankings, we are doing tons of basketball this week, guys. So if you're not a basketball fan, you should still keep going, follow with it. Maybe you learn a thing or two. Exactly, right? Because you're not going to get better information than right here. So we got tons of stuff. We got the Anthony Davis trade. We got Ed Stefanski comments before the draft, most importantly on the state of the franchise for the Detroit Pistons. We're talking NBA draft, of course, and we're previewing NBA free agency because by the next time you hear our beautiful voices, free agency will have already begun, and we're probably going to know where a lot of those dominoes have already fallen. So, without further ado, Mike, I'm going to lend it over to you.
Perfect.
Give me how you frame this a little bit, right? Because some people are going to go, okay, well, this guy's got this Super Bowl or whatever, and, however. So how did you rank these guys? Is it currently? Is it overall? How do we go?
So I base it off of currently about within the last 2 to 3 years, how they've been playing.
Mm-hmm.
I added
the trend, right?
Yeah, the trend. So some guys are going to be lower, even though they've won Super Bowls. They're going to be lower on the list because recently they haven't been playing well. Other guys,
Eli Manning.
some guys haven't been to the Super Bowl, but have been playing very well.
Right.
And I also I'm not basing off of building your team around them, because I think that would be unfair to guys like Drew Brees, who you'd go, well, I don't want him for 5 years.
Right.
You'd only want him for, say, next year for a 1-year thing.
Exactly.
So I'm just going off of, if you pluck them off their team and kind of just put them on a random team, like I was like, Rob, name a team. And then he would name a team, and then you plop that quarterback there. How well would he do?
Right.
And that's kind of how I base it off of. I think it's the most fair way I can
of course.
rank them
It's the state of the quarterbacks as it stands today, right?
Yes.
How they are right now. So if you're saying, okay, well, Carson Wentz should be super high because he's a guy you can build around, that may be so. But last year he didn't play that well, so he's not going to be top 5 on the list, right? So we all have this kind of context going into it. All right, let's start now. Start at 32. Give me the first 5.
Okay, so at number 32, I don't know how many people are shocked if you guys have been listening.
Yeah.
I put Andy Dalton at 32.
Wow, really?
Yep.
You know what's funny, actually? I was just talking to a coworker of mine about Andy Dalton, as just a brief side note, and you look at him and you go, his career has been exceedingly average. Andy Dalton is a guy where
he's the most 88, 7, or 97,
it's
or whatever
weird,
quarterback,
right?
and it's just there.
Yeah, and he's just not going to do anything flat. He's not going to lose you football games necessarily, but man, he's not going to win you football games either.
Also, right before I keep going, rookie quarterbacks, as in Dwayne Haskins and Kyler Murray, who are projected to start, are not going to be last, because I think there are some quarterbacks that are worse than them going into the league. I'm projecting how they're going to be doing.
Well, not only that, you have to think, if you're a first-round quarterback, right, and you're the projected starter, which 99% of the time in the league you are, you're projected to play at somewhat of a high level. So if Kyler Murray craps the bed and we're here this time next year, he's going to be low on the list, right?
Yeah.
Where same thing goes if Aaron Rodgers has another down year, right? Say he's top, whatever, I haven't seen the list, but he's top 5. Okay, maybe he's only top 10 now. You know, so all that kind of stuff. All right,
anyway, so 32, I got Andy Dalton.
Okay.
31, I have Josh Rosen, who will be starting for the Miami Dolphins.
Right.
Jameis Winston at 30 for the Buccaneers. Dwayne Haskins, who is going to probably be the Washington Redskins quarterback.
Okay.
And Marcus Mariota rounds that out at number 28.
Isn't that crazy how the 2 top draft picks, just from a few years ago, Mariota and Winston, these are both big years. I mean, Tennessee actually went to the playoffs last year too, but this is big years for both of those guys. I mean, you look at that list, I don't necessarily disagree. I think those guys are, with the exception some of the rookies, but even Josh Rosen, he might as well count as a rookie because he's getting a second rookie year almost.
Yeah, basically.
But you look at those guys, this is Jameis' last chance. You brought Bruce Arians in, you got, I don't agree with their offensive coordinator selection and Byron Leftwich, but nonetheless, Bruce Arians, a hell of a football coach, great offensive mind. You've got Mariota there who's supposed to be able to, they've got weapons.
See, Mariota's supposed to be the guy, but he's just not shown it really.
He's injury prone, and his numbers are not good. Nope. Let's be real. That defense played well last year. They have a solid run game. They don't ask him to do a lot. once again, it's to the factor of, can he go win me a football game consistently? Just him. Yep. Take Derrick Henry out of it. Can I win a game throwing the ball 40 times to Mariota? I don't think I can.
I don't know either.
You know, that's the problem. That's the problem. All right, let's keep going.
All right, so number 27, and if I go through and you want to...
Yeah, for sure.
Whoa, crazy, you can stop.
No problem.
Number 27, I got Kyler Murray.
Okay.
26, I got Lamar Jackson. 25, I got Josh Allen. Buffalo Bills. Number 24, Mitch Trubisky. And number 23, Eli Manning.
Okay. I think I would disagree with Eli just a little bit. I think that his worst 2 seasons as a pro have been the past 2 seasons.
Yeah, but that's hardly where I guess.
Yeah, right, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I would say that Eli should be lower.
Oh, you think lower?
Yeah, I think so, because you look at a guy. I'm not a big Trubisky guy. That's very well known if anybody knows who I am. I don't think you're super high on the Trubisky train either.
Not really.
But I think he can go win you a football game more than Eli can. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that it's intriguing. You know, the way you have it placed right now. If you look at it, guys, too, and if you're a fan of one of these teams or one of these guys, please give us a comment if you disagree about it. But the big thing I think that some of you guys need to realize, too, is that some of this being a good quarterback is, once again, like I've been saying, is being able to put the team on your back, right?
Yeah.
You don't know some of these guys can do that in their situation. But if we're talking the way we're talking, where if I take Lamar Jackson and plop him on the Green Bay Packers roster right now, I don't know if Lamar Jackson can pull out a victory with what they have on offense right now. You know what I mean? I don't know if some of these guys can go do that.
Yeah. So my only concern with Mitch Trubisky was how great their defense was last year. If he was the Lions quarterback without the number 1, number 2 defense in the league, I don't know if he's winning that many games without Khalil Mack there and stuff.
We win about 3 games. Maybe.
Yeah. So that was my concern, putting Eli.
Right. Of course, no doubt about it. Right. Eli, that team is a dumpster fire. The Trubisky thing, I know some Strawberries. Well, we beat the Lions, but that's beside the point.
Yeah, the defense.
You had a solid run game, right? You've got weapons there. It's going to be the second year in the Nagy offensive system where, as we've been saying on this show forever, football runs in trends, right? Why do I expect the Rams to take a big step back this year just because secret's out. You know what I mean? The secret sauce only lasts so long. That defense is going to have some regression. So if you're a Trubisky fan or you're a Chicago Bears fan, I think this is a year where you're definitely going to know what Mitch Trubisky is. If he goes out and throws 40 touchdowns, color me surprised.
Yeah.
But I'll have to see it to believe it.
Same here.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to look at number 22. I got Joe Flacco.
Okay.
Number 21, Derek Carr. Number 20, Kirk Cousins. Number 19, Jimmy Garoppolo. And number 18, I had to do it too, unfortunately, Sam Darnold.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, here's the thing. I think Flacco's a tough one for me because sometimes Flacco looks great and other times Flacco looks like just downright garbage. You know what I mean? Yeah. So he's a guy that's kind of confusing to me. So I think putting him in the 20s, in the 20s is fair.
Like high 20s.
Because I think at his best, I think he's top 15. I would say top 15. I think at his worst, he's bottom 25. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, I mean, there's a big range.
He has the biggest swing of anyone.
No doubt about it. I don't think that's a hard place for Darnold. I'm going to be honest with you. Looking at these guys.
When I keep going, you're going to go, he's about there.
Because, unfortunately. I am with you, and we talked about this even last year at the end of the season where you go, man, there's a lot to like about that kid. I mean, out of all the rookies, I know Baker gets a lot of love because of the massive turnaround in Cleveland, but if you look at what the Jets had on offense compared to what Darnold was able to do, the way he's able to do it, the pocket presence, the strict arm ability alone, I mean, it's totally night and day, in my opinion, personally. I mean, I know Browns are going to get a lot of love. I know Baker's probably higher up on this list for a good reason. But I think Darnold is really, with Le'Veon Bell in the backfield, really going to flesh out. And the Jets, I think, are going to be a sleeper team they really need to look out for.
A tough one to place here is Jimmy G because he hasn't really played a lot. But from what I've seen, I like what I've seen.
Once again, I think both him and Kirk Cousins are kind of the same guy in a lot of respects, right? You look at them and you go, what are they, right? And I think that with Kirk and Jimmy, right, you're living up to a contract. You know, I'd love to be in the Minnesota media, the San Francisco media, just to see if the narrative is the same about them as it is about, like, Stafford here. You know what I mean? Because there's no proven track record of winning consistently, right? Jimmy G has started, 10 games, and he's, one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the league. Yep. You know, Kirk Cousins getting that major contract was supposed to be the missing piece to go to a Super Bowl. That obviously didn't happen. So a lot of question marks around these things. I even saw, just a side note, I saw a projection that if Jimmy G doesn't play well this year, that there's somebody said that, I think it was Sims from Bleacher Report. He's like, I could totally see Minnesota dropping Cousins and going to San Francisco. And they basically swap quarterbacks.
Oh, that would be awesome.
How crazy would that be?
I feel like if you swap...
Because Kyle Shanahan loves Kirk Cousins from the time of Washington.
If you swap them, I feel like it's like...
Yeah, it's no change, I know.
Not
but
really.
But Kyle Shanahan's like, well, this is my quarterback.
Yeah, like Jimmy G's just getting younger, but like that's it.
Yeah,
like you're getting a younger Kirk Cousins.
It's weird, yeah, but and once again, that's... Minnesota stuck though too. Like, I don't even know how that could happen with that guaranteed contract. You got $48 million guaranteed money you're just going to let sit on your books.
I guess
that's just stupid. Okay. But all right, let's keep going.
We'll keep going. So right above Sam Darnold, it's funny that you brought it up. Baker Mayfield I have right above Sam Darnold.
Okay, all right.
And I think right here maxes out. I think everyone above this is in like the experience, you're there tier kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think the bottom ones are a lot of the rookies and guys declining. Up here you have like you're in your primes.
Yeah.
And
you've got a 5-year window where if you're starting a franchise right now, you could take these guys,
for the most likely,
put them on your team and build around them.
Yeah.
I would agree.
So Baker's at 17 right out of that zone, I think.
For sure.
16, I have Cam Newton.
Okay.
Love his running ability, but passing, hit or miss sometimes.
The health is going to be big. This is another big year for him. I know he's already gotten paid at least once, but I think this is a big year for Carolina. Most importantly, big year for Ron Rivera.
15, I got Dak Prescott. I feel like I couldn't put him any higher because of how great his offensive scheme is. That I don't know if you plotted him somewhere else if you do the same.
Once
which
again,
is a really
Cowboys,
tough spot.
But once again, the Cowboys thing, right? That's an interesting one. I would maybe honestly, the only thing I probably have an argument with, I think I'd put Dak a little bit lower just because I've never seen it yet. You know what I mean? Like his potential's there, and he makes big time throw. He made a big time throw against us, you know.
Yeah.
But sometimes with him, it's like, man, you shut down Zeke, and you know what I mean. But the offense really opened up with Amari there.
Yeah.
The Cowboys are going to be interesting because they pay him $35 million a year, and they don't pay Zeke Elliott or Amari Cooper. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
that's like you're totally like.
Dak Prescott's one guy where I feel like if you paid Zeke and Amari, you could just like throw in another rookie there and
no
but whatever.
kidding, right?
But yeah, he's there at 15 for me.
No cap space to afford anybody.
Number 14, I got Jared Goff.
Okay.
Player in Super Bowl 53 for the Rams. Number 13, I have Nick Foles, Super Bowl MVP from 52. And then right above him, I have Carson Wentz at number 12.
Wow. You're showing some super homer love for our boy Matty Stafford. I just want you to know that right now. Everyone is doing a collective eye roll right now.
Here's my arguments. Nick Foles, he had the most... It was like the exact same Colin Kaepernick thing to me.
Yep, for
where he had just like the end of the year run. Yep. And right after that, you didn't see much from him.
Regression to the mean, folks. Regression to the mean.
Carson Wentz hasn't even played a full season.
Nope.
And Jared Goff benefited from having like the super team, like a Warriors super team. Still couldn't even win it all with the super team.
Exactly.
And so that's, I mean, if you want to talk about maybe I'm a Stafford homer, maybe.
But honestly, though, if you look at there's reasons behind that, right?
Yeah.
Like, once again, and we subscribe to the theory, folks, too, just in case you're wondering. Quarterback wins are not a stat, if you notice that. Joe Flacco was 22nd on this list, but we've got guys who played literally 16 games above him. Yeah. There's reason for that, guys, okay? But with that being said, I agree with you in a lot of that respect, right? Like, Jared Goff, I can't put him bottom 20, like 20 or below, because he has had success.
Yes.
But, with that being said, this is another year like him. There's a reason why the Rams aren't rushing to go sign him to an extension. You know what I mean? Yep. If this year they take a step back and they go 8-8 and 7-9 in a definite dogfight of a division with San Fran getting better, Seattle's still there. There's a lot of stuff going on in that division. So Jared Goff's gonna need to carry more load with Gurley not being Todd Gurley anymore.
Yep. And then number 11, rounding out right before our top 10, I have Stafford.
Okay. You know, that's a fair assessment, honestly. Right now, the way he played last year especially, right, I think the 2 years before that were some of his best years statistically and performance-wise. He's still to me, you know, like when I compare Stafford to other guys, right, that's the big thing we've been saying is being able to put guys on the field and say, can you go win me a football game? Yep. We've seen that here in Detroit, right? You're absolutely delusional if you say, Stafford can't throw the ball 50 times, we can't win a football game. He did it for like 4 years. You know what I mean? So it's definitely a thing. I think that is a perfect placement for where Stafford is right now. I'm extremely interested to see who your top 10 is.
Okay, so I'm just going to go one by one. Give me your immediate reaction after I say it. Number 10, Philip Rivers.
That's fine. You know what? In a 2-year window, Philip Rivers played fantastic. I can't argue with that.
Number 9, this one's very tough to say.
Game, though.
Number 9, Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, you know what? Because
Absolutely
if you put Deshaun Watson on a better team that knows how to protect their damn quarterback, Deshaun Watson would be an AFC contender or an NFC contender right now.
Yep.
So don't at me at that. Yeah. Deshaun Watson's a baller.
So I have Watson at 9. Number 8, Patrick Mahomes.
Yep. Another guy I'd like to see this year, right? He deserves it. He's MVP, but I'd really like to see what happens this year.
Number 7, Matt Ryan.
Mm-hmm. He's fantastic. Can't say anything bad about Matt Ryan.
Number 6, Big Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah, he's got about, I think this is the year, either it's going to be like that Brady blow-up year almost, where he's like, wow, he's still throwing like, or it's going to be like, oh, maybe it's time.
Number 10. Now that's out of my. So now we're in the top 5.
Top 5. Okay.
Top 5 quarterbacks.
So far, I'm pretty much in lockstep with you.
Number 5, Andrew Luck.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Yeah.
As long as he can stay healthy, dude. The Colts really, the fact they only got one Super Bowl with Peyton is kind of sad when you think about it.
I think with Luck you can get.
Yeah, I think you can get multiple.
Especially when Brady kind of rolls out, I think Luck just goes, okay, here I am.
Yeah, pretty much, because that division, especially if like they can't keep Deshaun upright in Houston.
Yeah.
Who's stopping him? Who's stopping him?
So Andrew Luck's my number 5. Number 4, Russell Wilson.
Yeah, Russell Wilson.
I don't think there's much to say about that.
Well, that's the thing, too. I have not always been the biggest Russell Wilson guy. You know, we've talked about that before. But I will say that last year, without the Legion of Boom, he came in and played out of his mind for a series of games. I mean, you look at what he did against Detroit. I mean, he was like 20 for 21 for like 5 touchdowns. It was stupid. So, I mean, you look at a guy like that with not the best weapons around him. The offensive line is average at best. The defense played better than people thought, but he really carried the team and kind of made, you know what, this is my team, it's not the defense's team. Mm-hmm. I can't argue with that.
Number 3, Drew Brees.
Yeah, he's playing phenomenal football. I'm worried I feel like Drew Brees is the Brett Favre, where it's like he's gonna have that resurgence. He's always played at a high level for so long. I'm waiting for the year where he's just a pick machine. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Where it's like he threw for 30 touchdowns, but he threw 24 picks. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That's coming. Number 2, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. But I will say this, and we talked about this before the show. Aaron Rodgers, this is a big year for Aaron Rodgers. New head coach. You're not getting any younger. You signed a massive extension. They invested in the defense. You have some proving to do here. Not necessarily proving like go win a Super Bowl, but to prove that you can stay healthy and that you can be the Aaron Rodgers of old. Because if last year was any indication of where Aaron Rodgers is going to be going forward, the Green Bay is in trouble. Yeah. Is in deep trouble.
And number 1, probably not surprising to anybody that ever listens to football podcasts, Tom Brady.
Yeah, no, he's 6-time champion. I mean, he played like an MVP during the playoffs at times. You know what I mean? He outdueled Mahomes. I get the whole overtime thing, but he outdueled him at the end.
Yep.
You know, they do enough, and once again, it's not so much that Brady is throwing the ball 40 times anymore. It's the fact that I know that if they have to throw the ball 40 times, they still have a great chance to win a football game, and nobody's more clutch than Tom Brady.
Nope.
Nobody's more clutch. Mike, that was fantastic. Listen, I'll give you a round of applause. That was fantastic. Seriously, I mean, you look at that. I'm sure people with their quarterback, right? We're Stafford guys, obviously, so I'm sure people will be like, well, you know, man, whatever. But I think that if you give an honest assessment of who each quarterback is, what their strengths are, and being able to put them on another team and where that team would go with them being led, I think that was a great list. I really do.
Where do you think is one thing I was like wrong at? Do you have anywhere where you're just like outright? You're like, yeah, I don't think that's right.
I think that. Man, that's tough. I think that you could probably put. I think you could put a guy like Jimmy G a little bit lower. I think you could put a guy like Derek Carr a little bit higher. Okay. Just because I know he had a rough year last year with Gruden and everything like that, but the years before he got hurt, he was playing at an extremely high level. There's a reason why he got that extension.
Yep.
I think that Oakland now with Antonio Brown, obviously, I think they got Tyrell Williams too in free agency. You've got some pieces there. You've got a new running back in the first round. I think that's a guy who could potentially benefit from another year in the system, right? Like just like we're looking for Stafford to bounce back in a big way, I think Oakland, because they didn't draft a quarterback, is really looking at Derek Carr to say, hey, let's go.
And we'll be able to watch him on Hard Knocks.
Yeah, exactly. Not our Detroit Lions.
Not our Detroit Lions. I would be them.
Right. But Mike, no, honestly, that was fantastic. I really enjoyed that. That was really fun. We'll have to do the divisions and quarterbacks and all that good stuff.
Running backs. God, that's impossible.
Maybe we do like running back committees or something, or like wide receiver groups or something crazy. All right. right before we go to the break, I do want to talk NBA draft. Okay, I want to talk about that because we're not going to spend a ton of time on this, guys. If you didn't watch it, go back and watch it on NBA television or like that. But I do want to talk about a couple things. I want to first ask you. We both watched the draft.
Perfect.
Any surprises and or winners? Give me, did you have? Is there a winner of this draft?
There was.
Okay, give me your winner.
Okay, well, you could say the Pelicans won.
Of course, but we'll talk about the Anthony Davis trade after the break, so don't worry about
Pelicans won, I think, before the draft, though.
Yes,
I think with the lottery and everything and the moves they made, they won before the draft.
3% chance.
I think.
It's crazy.
I think the team that actually won was the Atlanta Hawks.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at what they did, so at the number 4 pick, you get DeAndre Hunter,
right,
who can really ball out,
yep,
and he can play with Trae Young, and that's a very scary duo.
Oh, absolutely.
And then you look at their number 10 pick, because they picked number 10,
mm-hmm,
and then you get Cam Reddish,
right,
who was a predicted top 5 guy, and you get him at number 10. So now you have your big, you have like your small forward shooting guard in DeAndre Hunter,
mm-hmm,
and you have one of the top 10 point guards probably in the league right now in Trae Young. So your starting core is starting to filter out to be very good.
Young, under team control, right?
In the East.
In the East.
So you're probably could make a lower seed this year
Absolutely.
if you really wanted to.
Right, no doubt.
So I think that's my big winner is the Hawks.
I think the big loser of this draft, honestly, and it pains me to say this a little bit because I'm a big John Beeline guy, is the Cleveland Cavaliers. I thought they reached a little bit at what was it, 4, right? 4 or 5? 5 for the point guard. Mm-hmm. I thought the trade with Detroit, which we'll talk about the Pistons draft here in a second, they gave away 4 second-round picks to Detroit to move back up to 30. I was like, geez, man, that's a lot. I mean, I get it. Second-round picks are like candy in the NBA. I understand that, but it's a lot of draft capital to move up, to go get a guy that may not be. I understand what they're trying to do, but to me, it looks like they just drafted a whole bunch of guys, and I don't see the plan yet. I guess it's the best way of that.
If Kevin Porter Jr.'s good, then
it works out.
It works out, and you're like a genius.
Right.
And in 2 years or 3 years, if he's
he's average.
He's like super average. Then you really lost this one.
I think even some of the announcers are a little confused by what the Beeline plan is. Now, I'm not going to doubt John Beeline, hell of a basketball coach for us, but I mean,
for what he can do with nothing.
Right, exactly. But the NBA is a whole different game, so I'll be interested to see that plan. I want to talk a little bit though before we go to break. I want to talk about the Pistons draft because I liked. We're going to talk about the state of the franchise here after the break, but I liked what they did. I liked the fact that they were able to get some more capital. They didn't trade up. They didn't go reach for somebody necessarily. I liked the fact that they went young, and they did. It was a very home run or big miss kind of pick. You know what I mean? But I feel like this franchise kind of needed something like that.
I absolutely loved this guy.
Right.
When you watch, I watched some of his.
How do you pronounce his name? I don't even know.
It's Sekou I have it written down here. It's Doumbouya?
Yeah, something like that.
Sekou Doumbouya?
Right, sure.
Or something.
It's from Guinea and France.
He's a forward out of France.
Right.
6'9", 230.
Right, he's a wing. He's a wing. Thank the Lord he's a wing.
So he's a versatile defender. Apparently, from their scouting reports, he can defend the 2 through the 5. The 1 was kind of scary.
Yeah.
Apparently off switches. He wasn't very good on the 1. But the 2 through the 5, apparently he was very good.
Right.
So
he attacks the rim, too. He glides.
My baby hope is that they move him to small forward, and then Kennard can finally just
I think that's what guard. I think that's why they went wing early, is because I think they put him at small. I don't know if he plays right away, but I like the way the Pistons attacked this draft because they didn't go and reach necessarily, right? They let the board fall down, especially at 15. What they do in the second round, right? They got some players. They got a backup point guard, right? Because I don't think they're going to be able to re-sign Ish Smith, thank God. And, they got another wing too, so they got wing depth now, right? So Bruce Brown can now also come off the bench, thank the Lord. So you're doing some things where they let the board kind of fall to them. They picked their spots, and they took the capital they got from the Cavs at pick 30 and, kind of use some of that to go up and go get some of the guys that they want. I really like the pick at 15. I think the dude glides when he runs. He attacks the rim, right? He's been playing professionally, and I think it's not only a pick for now, but I think it's a pick for the future, right? Where if you believe in Dwayne Casey as a development coach, then this guy will develop, and he should develop quickly. Yep. You know what I mean? So that was a big thing for me. The one thing I will make real quick here before we go to break is, why is it that the NBA just can't make trades official when they happen? Like, you got guys going up there wearing hats that are like 3 teams ago that pick belonged to. You know what I mean? It's like, I got drafted by the Nets through Atlanta, through the Kings, through Golden State, but I'm actually going to Utah. You know what I mean? Like, you got to make all the hops. Even the announcers were confused. Like, they're making the pick on behalf of the Pistons, who traded cash and a second-round pick in 2025 and a ham sandwich, all just for this guy. Like, so confusing.
Because the league doesn't reset. Like, the NFL, the league resets before and then they do everything. The NBA is like, we're just going to wait and then reset everything July 6th. And we're all like,
why?
That's like 3 weeks from now.
Exactly. You're like, seriously? Like, how are you? It's like almost like IOUs written on a napkin. Okay, you promised me that we were going to trade this guy for this guy.
It's funny because when we talk about this Anthony Davis trade thing, they could just go, I'm
never mind, I'm cool.
Like July 5th, you can go, I don't really want to do this.
We got Zion, we're fine.
Yeah,
you know
it'd be crazy. Like,
it's just weird. You know what I mean? You got guys with hats on that are not even on the team. Yeah. They look at the hats and are like, this doesn't even mean nothing. All right, cool.
I mean, the hats were...
They're fine. It's whatever. They're NBA hats. We'll say it that. But it's just it was just funny to me because I'm like,
I feel that.
Hop after hop after hop. I'm like, get your act together, NBA. Adam Silver's all up there, all giddy and everything, looking like that alien that he is. You know what I mean? I don't know. It was crazy. But all right, after the break, we're going to jump right into the Anthony Davis trade. Mike's got a lot of takes about it.
Yes,
I've got something too I want to propose to him. And then also we got some Ed Stefanski comments on the state of the franchise, the Detroit Pistons, and we're going to end the show on something that's fairly highly touted, the preview of NBA free agency. We've been talking about it. We've been wanting to talk about it. Now's that time.
Are we both predicting where everyone's going to go?
I'm going to give you some guys, and I'm going to let you pick, and I'm going to say...
I have all the
guys. Oh, you got the guys? Oh, excuse me. I guess Mike's going to do it. I guess we'll both do it then.
Okay,
all of that after the break. Stick around.
Hey guys, this is the Mouth of Michigan, Rob Mendyka from the I'm Always Right Sports Podcast. Just reminding you that we are live every single Monday at 7 in the morning on your favorite streaming services. All 5 major sports: football, basketball, baseball, hockey, and professional wrestling. I'm Always Right Sports Podcast every Monday, 7 a.m. See you there.
All right, welcome back to part 2 of the I'm Always Right Sports Podcast. The champ is here, along with the Merc Zone, the former champ, I guess.
Oh, wait, where's Kyle?
Oh, that sucks. He's probably taking somebody's popcorn order right about now.
Probably.
Or crying about Jerry.
Or he's looking for Jerry. Hey, you know what's funny? Apparently he saw Rashad Gary yesterday there.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he texted me that the other day.
Did he say that he's dead to him now because he's a Green Bay Packer?
I think so.
He probably missed a tackle or something like that while he was...
Probably. He was probably going there and, slipped inside going into the door because, he can't...
But the Packers are still somehow going to go 12-4 because...
Because Aaron Rodgers is the second best quarterback.
Yeah, exactly.
Less than the first half, guys.
Whatevs. All right. Anthony Davis.
Okay.
He's an LA Laker. Or he's going to be July 6th. For all intents and purposes, he's an LA Laker, right?
All right.
3 first-round picks, including the number 4 pick at the time, right? Yep. You got Lonzo, you got Josh Hart, and Brandon Ingram. And 3 first-round picks.
Yes.
Holy crap.
That's a lot.
All for Anthony Davis. And so...
yes.
Just, first off...
Okay.
Who wins the trade?
Okay. I have...
If you say Lakers, I'm going to smack you.
Okay, well, here's what I think. And this is a very honest opinion, actually. I think there's a short-term winner and a long-term winner, obviously.
Yeah.
I think short-term, like this upcoming season, and maybe the year after, I think the Lakers win. Because you get... it's basically what, in football, what the Rams did and stuff, where you literally just go, we're going to get AD, we're going to try to get another, Kemba Walker, you're going to try to get another guy here. The Warriors are injured, so you got, Clay out, KD out, and when you go through the list of the teams, this Lakers team is probably the favorite now to win in the West. So I think this upcoming season, I think they win. However...
I have a qualm about that, but I'll bring that up.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. However, long-term, talking 10 years or whatever, Pelicans easily win. They have the young team, fantastic players that are going to develop, and they're going to look like a Warriors thing where you got Lonzo going to Zion, and then you got... freaking Josh Hart in the corner, and you got so much going there now.
For sure.
So I think long term they win.
Here's the thing. I don't know. We'll talk about the Lakers here in a second, but I want to talk about the Pelicans first. I mean, what is the future, right? We just hit on it a second ago, but I mean, the future for the Pelicans, I get it, you lose Anthony Davis, a franchise-altering player at the time, but man, if you're a Pelicans fan, you got to be excited. Even if you're not the big Zion guy. I am not a big Zion guy. We've been on the record saying I like Ja Morant better.
I love.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but not even a question.
But for what they were gonna do, whatever, right? He can jump out of the gym. I get it. But if you're a Pelicans fan, you gotta be super stoked with what's going on right now. I mean, you basically just redid your starting 5 like that and got depth along with that and top prospects.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's that team, right? If Alvin Gentry can't put it together, I feel like that will be a team that some like veteran, experienced head coach could go to and be like, take them over the top.
Yeah, I mean, they looked promising. Actually, and to my Lakers point, I made that this year they're a big threat to win, probably.
Yeah.
I think when you really look at what they have, the Rockets are falling apart in their West. The Thunder are just the Thunder. The Warriors are breaking down. You got all these teams that are in the West that are basically like falling apart, and you got the Jazz weird uprising over here on the side.
And the Nuggets.
And the Nuggets. But like, I feel like the Pelicans right now, like next year,
for sure,
maybe
can
be a legit contender to be
no doubt.
A mid-seed playoff team. That
right,
can
well,
really
because you don't know what the Spurs are, right? They're always going to be good as long as Pop is coaching, right? But you don't know how consistent that's going to be. You don't know what Portland's going to do. Oklahoma City is in disarray. Houston, you might as well just let it match and douse it because it's over with at this point. I'm sorry. You had your 2-year window, you blew it. It's what happens. But now let's talk a little bit about, I want to talk about the Lakers. You said that they're the favorites to win this championship.
Yep.
I have a little bit of a problem with that, and I'll tell you why. What I'm hearing, right, and what we've seen online is that they're still trying to package the rest of that back court, right? So Wagner and a couple other of these young guys, and bringing a third team in to create cap space in order to get another max player, right? I don't even know if it's actually financially possible if Anthony Davis doesn't waive his trade bonus because he gets $4 million.
Yeah, I think I've heard that if they wait till a certain time, they can.
Let's just say for whatever instance that it's possible, right? I don't think say they get Kemba, okay. For me, you got to have other guys.
Oh, I totally.
You know what I mean? If your bench is nobody. Yeah. You know what I mean? Pistons level bench.
Yeah.
You're in some deep trouble. I get it, but you've got 3 amazing guys. LeBron's not 28 anymore. LeBron's 34.
Yeah.
AD, I get it, but he's going to either sign another extension anyway, right? He's going to cash trap you, and then you're going to sign another max player. You can't have all 3 of those guys on the court for 48 minutes.
That's the only downside I have.
I just feel like the means to get there, they're just going to, if you don't... that's my only concern. LeBron, same thing, right? Twists an ankle, he's out for 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. If you can't recoup... You know what I mean? You've got all this money going into it. You're banking on the perfect circumstance with, the best veterans possible that are going to take minimum deals to win a championship.
This was the problem that when KD went to the Warriors, people thought would happen, was the bench got totally depleted.
Right.
They were just lucky that no one got hurt, so you had that whole starting lineup.
For sure.
But that was the main point. It was what if KD gets hurt?
Yeah.
Then you have no bench, because that's what the Warriors led on was you have this extraordinary bench where Steph only has to play 32 minutes a night because you have Livingston who can come off the bench.
And Iguodala
and all these guys.
Right.
But to that point, though, you can hindsight this and go, if LeBron gets hurt for a month, you're screwed.
Right.
However, I do think though that if you go hindsight 5 years from now and they aren't hurt, I think you're looking, wow, that's a great idea.
I'm totally fine. I think the problem with that too is that what Golden State did, which the Lakers are not doing, is Golden State went and bought picks to fill that bench, right? They went, we're going to go draft all of our second-round dudes, you know what I mean? Yeah. They went very selective on the people they were going to pay, right? And they got some luck with some guys taking less money, right? Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, though, they were like, okay, we're going to go draft him, right? He's going to play this kind of role. We're going to draft him, right? You know what I mean? I think they reached yesterday for Jordan Poole, by the way. I don't know why that was a thing, but whatever.
Yeah, so I do think there's the difference between the two is LeBron's his own, system. Not everyone can play in that system.
No doubt. That's what I'm saying.
The Warriors have if you're a shooter,
you can play it.
You're there.
Mm-hmm.
You're like Quinn Cook. Mm-hmm. You can fill in perfectly because Steph can't play for now.
Right.
Quinn Cook, you come in, you shoot the ball. That's literally all they do. The Lakers situation is hard because there's not another LeBron.
I know.
So you go there and you go, if LeBron gets hurt, that's half the system, and then it's what do you do? Who do you fill in?
If you're a Lakers fan, there's a reason to be excited, but man, is there a reason to be oh my gosh.
Every game you're on the edge of your seat, and then you see anyone
go down.
Ginger going down, you're season's done.
And that's the thing, too. And I guess my other question is this. If the Lakers, don't win a championship while LeBron is there, what does this do to LeBron? I know we always come back to LeBron, but at the end of the day, he's the best player in the world, so I'm going to talk about him, gosh dang it. What does this do? Because I'm going to be honest with you. Let's say they don't get another max guy, because I've heard they're having problems getting other people to come there because nobody wants to play there. But,
I totally believe
you know what I mean? But
I would probably prefer, but it's fine.
But yeah, right. But like, if they don't win even with the way it's constructed right now, they have AD and they have LeBron. They don't
Kuzma,
right, and they have Kuzma. They don't win a championship though, right? How much does that affect LeBron? Because I do think it's going to affect the landscape of his legacy.
I think this year in particular. Yeah. Now, when you go like 15 years down the line and look back, it's going to be different. Well, right. But like as of this moment, it's going to go. The Warriors are hurt. You have this team that's hurt. Mm-hmm. Rockets are blowing up. Thunder aren't that good. Mm-hmm. You have all these teams. Like you're the total favorite going into this season. Right. That like if you don't win, you're like, that's not.
He's not.
I think the problem with LeBron is LeBron's never actually. There's 2 times in the finals where he's been favorited to win.
Yeah.
Every other, the Dallas one where he lost, and then the Thunder one where he won.
Yeah.
Every other finals he's ever been in, he's always been the underdog. So I think the story of you lost so many, but you're like, I wasn't expected to win these. Now you're expected to win, so it's gonna hold off way worse if you don't win, because you're like, you were the favorites.
Yeah.
Like, there's no one in the West that should be beating you, and you lose to Steph Curry by himself, Warriors.
Or even if they lose in the finals.
Or if you lose in the finals to the Bucks or something, which is still a good team, but
no doubt. Yeah,
but like,
sure.
That's not a good look.
That's not a good look, right? So I'm just saying, the onus is on him right now. They need to get it done. And if they don't, it's going to look really... And it hurts the argument for every LeBron, like, true LeBron guy. We're like, no, he's the greatest ever.
Yeah. Well, because I think that's part of the argument you can make is he's lost so many, but you can go, but he wasn't favored. Like, all these teams were so much better.
I don't even care about favored or not. I'm willing to put that aside for now, but the fact of what they're trying to do...
I'm talking about,
I'm talking about this year, a team mortgaging the whole future of the franchise for the next 10 years for this run, and they don't get it done, that's going to fall on him. Like it or not, it's going to fall on him. Yes. You know what I mean? So that's going to be...
Gonna be a tough pill to swallow if it does happen.
Bears,
but then if it does happen, you're like, wow, what a move.
Jeez Louise. They better get at least 2 for the amount of stuff they gave up. It's crazy. All right, let's come back home now. I want to talk about Ed Stefanski, the de facto GM of the Detroit Pistons. He says, he came out before the draft, and we'll talk about what they're doing in a second, but he came out and said basically he's okay, he's good with the quote-unquote big 3, if you can call it that, the Pistons have right now of Blake Griffin, Reggie Jackson, Andre Drummond. My first question to you is he serious? Because I read something else into that. I want to know if you're on the same wavelength as me or not about that.
I literally have written here, coming from the Pistons organization, I wouldn't be shocked if he's serious. Literally wrote that as I was writing this out yesterday. Yeah. But here's the thing. They're in a spot where they have these contracts that they just can't get rid of. They have no money, and they don't have a lot to do. So at that point, you just have to go, I have to believe in my big 3. Right. Even if you don't inside, I think you have to. Like, when you go look at that Lakers organization, if they get another max guy, that's it. You would be like, I'm okay with this. Even if you're not, you have to be okay with it because you're the GM or whatever.
Right.
So I don't know if he's okay with it. Blake's playing very good.
Yeah.
Drummond gets bodied by every single guy he goes up against, but it's fine. He's fine. And then Reggie Jackson just is a ball hog and throws up a 3 at the end of the game to lose every series. He said, that's fine. But...
Going.
But they've delivered it.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
here's what I read into that. I read as, we're waiting. That's all I think it is. That's all he says. I'm good with it because I have to be good with it.
Yeah.
I'm waiting, right? Like, Reggie's done at the end of this year, right?
Yeah,
he ain't coming back.
Yeah.
Drummond's gone after 2 years from now. He's got a player option, but if he doesn't opt in, right, he's gone too. So all you got left is Blake, and Blake at that point. So I think that's what they're drafted a little bit, right? It was like, yeah, we're waiting a little bit. So we're going to take these guys and we're going to develop, cultivate. Hopefully Dwayne Casey's that guy, right? Who's shown that he can develop a team before.
Yep.
So because of that, it's like we're just going to wait. We're going to buy our time. We're going to be competitive, but we're not going to go out and be crazy. And then once Reggie's gone, Josh Smith's extended contract, that's gone. You're not going to pay. And then this kind of goes to my next point, right? They traded John Lure and got a first-round pick for it, by the way, and they got Tony Snell, another wing to play, which is nice, right? You basically upgraded your shooting percentage for one guy by like 10% just alone. And you got a pick, which you transformed into other stuff, right? And you're not picking up Greg Robinson III suck-ass contract because he was terrible. You know what I mean? You were able to draft some guys where you think can contribute for you, especially off the bench. Mm-hmm. Kennard got better, right? The starting five doesn't look... I mean, I'm not a huge Reggie Jackson, but Reggie, Kennard, Snell, Drummond, and Griffin, right? I don't think that's a great starting five, but I think it could be a lot worse at the same time. You know what I mean? It could be a lot worse. But you look at but then you look at their bench though, and I go, okay, you're not completely up, Schitt's Creek without a paddle. You know what I mean? Like you got Thon Maker coming off the bench who can stretch the floor every once in a while. You're gonna have this new dude from France coming over. You're gonna have Bruce Brown, who defensively is very good. Mm-hmm. Offensively, he's atrocious, but defensively, he's fantastic. You go sign a guy that we're going to talk about, maybe Trey Burke coming here, maybe get Seth Curry, maybe somehow on a whim, right? Something, have some more shooters here. Yeah. I'm not necessarily against what they're doing if the thing is we're just going to bide our time, we're going to wait, and then in a couple years, that's when we're going to really ramp things up, give Blake a last little bit of run here, his last couple years, and then we're on our way.
I totally agree with literally all of that. I mean, they just realized that these two guys are completely useless and haven't helped us in the last 3 years.
Yeah, but they're stuck because of the previous regime. So Stefanski's just going, you know what? We just got to bide our time. We're not going to give away the future to be better now because we have no chance now.
Yeah.
So rather than doing that, let's be smart. Let's pick guys that the fans can be like, in 2 years, he's going to be the guy. You know what I mean? Which is what I think they did in the draft, too. Yeah. So it's going to be fun.
That Tigers outlook.
No kidding.
We're going to be good in 2021. Man.
I hope so.
All right, let's do it.
All right, last thing. All right, where we got NBA free agency. All right, we've been talking about this for the past couple weeks. Yeah, free agency preview. Before we go into players, right? Is this the most anticipated free agency period in recent memory? Outside of LeBron being a free agent, right?
Okay, that's literally what happened.
Yeah, outside of the one time LeBron was really, he was, last year everybody knew he was going to Lakers. Yeah. The time before that, nobody truly knew if he was going to go to Miami. But outside of one player, just as a group of guys, and we're going to go through them, Kawhi, Durant, Klay, Kyrie, all these guys, I don't remember another time where there's been this many true Tier 1 free agents out there.
Yeah, no, I literally have in my notes that LeBron's 2010 decision was the last big one, and before that,
I can't remember.
I don't remember another one that was this big where you're really going to have 12 All-Stars just going, I could move to a different team. I can go anywhere I want.
Yeah, and all these teams are like, shed cap, shed cap, shed cap, shed cap. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're all trying to dump cap everywhere to try to get some of these guys. And it's crazy.
Trading away assets, there's two. It's either you're in the market for them or you're not. There's one of the two. Like the Pistons are not.
Is this going to be crazier than NFL free agent frenzy?
It could be, honestly. Usually because you don't see true top tier players hit free agency very often. Like when Sue hit free agency when he went to Miami, right? That was a top tier player as a free agent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The NFL doesn't have that usually, right? It's more like second tier, which are really good players. Trey Flowers is not a tier 1 talent, but he's a tier 2 talent. You know what I mean? Where, you get excited about him because he's going to be a big part of your team, but it's not like Brady's a free agent, right? Like Peyton Manning, when he was free agent, that was a big flipping deal. You know what I mean? All right, let's go through some names up. Mike, you got the list.
I got some guys here.
All right, let's go. Give me the name, and then you say who you think he's going, where he's going, and then I'll kind of say or I'll say no, I think he goes somewhere else.
Okay, Kevin Durant. I think he stays in Golden State.
Yeah, I think he does too. Now with the injury.
Just with the injury. If it wasn't, I'd probably say he's a Knick.
Yeah, with the injury, which is crazy because if the Knicks miss him.
I think, I've heard reports that he's going to try to rehab in Golden State, and then Golden State's going to ship him to the Knicks.
That would be bad. A sign and trade would not be bad for them because then that's the beauty about Golden State, right? It's like, okay, we'll just take back some assets now. Exactly. And then just restock. It's crazy how they do that. All right, I'm good with that. I'm with that. So say sign and trade to the Knicks. Through Golden State.
Yeah, asterisk, but signs with Golden State.
Right.
Kawhi Leonard, I have him staying in Toronto. No reason to really leave because
he's got a player option he can pick up. I mean, I don't really see why he would leave. I'm gonna say he goes with the Clippers.
Okay.
I'm gonna say he goes just because I want to just be different. But
I knew that was.
But just because I think that Jerry West's done a great job there in the little bit of time they've been, and I think he just wants to let's try it out, see what happens.
All right. Kyrie Irving. I think he goes to Brooklyn.
I don't want him. If I'm Brooklyn, I don't want him.
Oh, I
totally don't want him. You saw the debacle. Boston, the fact that they didn't win a championship or even get to the finals is absolutely disgusting when you look at that roster. Talk about depth. You know what I mean? Good
$5 bucks.
No kidding. So, man, I'll say he goes to Brooklyn, but I wouldn't be shocked if he takes a 1-year deal to go to the Lakers. Takes a less than max 1-year contract, you know what I mean?
Yep.
That what he would get paid as a max to go to Lakers and win a championship.
All right, I got Kemba Walker. I have a very interesting take on this one, so I'll have you go first.
Oh boy, that's a tough one. I would say go to Lakers, but I don't think they can afford him. I think Charlotte's going to try to do whatever they can to keep him. I'm just going to throw a team out there. I'll say the Knicks grab him.
Okay.
I'll say the Knicks just throw oogles of money and say, you and RJ Barrett.
Okay. That's fair.
They have the money, and it's New York.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
I have them going to the Mavericks.
Really?
And this is super underrated. Probably won't happen, but this is my throw out there.
Yeah.
Because when you look at that roster, if they get him, you'd have him, Luka Doncic, and Kristaps Porzingis there.
Well, Porzingis is technically a free agent, though.
Yeah. So, but I have then
you have
him resign.
Yeah, so do I do too. Right. Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. That wouldn't be bad. I think what you need to do too is I think you need to offload Tim Hardaway Jr.'s contract to make that happen. But that would be a super underrated move. I love Rick Carlisle. I know he's not the most beloved guy here, but I really love Rick Carlisle as a coach. So I wouldn't shock me. But I'm gonna say the Knicks just because I feel bad for Knicks fans. It's not gonna happen. Sorry, but
well, you feel bad for New York team.
The Knicks, just because every year they're just like, this is the year, and then it's never the year.
Klay Thompson, I have him staying in Golden State.
Golden State. That's the first priority for them. I don't ACL or not. It's not. ACLs are not the same as what they used to be even 10 years ago. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
He needs to be able to shoot. He'll be fine.
DeMarcus Cousins, I have him going to the Lakers. Actually.
Really? I have him resigning. I think that he could stay in Golden State theoretically and take a less because I don't think he's going to get the money. I think he either stays in Golden State or he goes to a team that's bad and overpays for him.
Now I'm thinking about it though when you have because I forgot for some reason thought Kuzma went in that trade.
Yeah.
But if Kuzma's there, they probably don't sign him.
Yeah, right. And
because you don't need that many bigs, and you need guards.
He's a liability on defense too. Yeah. He's not good on defense, and when LeBron not playing defense anymore, at least what he did last year, that's going to be
So I have him. He probably
Jeez.
signs Golden State again for a 1-year deal or whatever.
Right. I think if he wants to win and be in a system that values him, right, I'd stay there. If he's just going to go for the cash grab, he could go anywhere. You know what I mean? Shoot, the Knicks will take him. You go everywhere, Knicks. You guys are taking all the bad contracts. Stupid asses.
Jimmy Butler, I have him going to the Miami Heat.
The Heat. That's an interesting take. I wouldn't mind that, actually. I like that. Was Spoelstra there? Yeah. I like him as a coach, too. He's very underrated as a coach, I think.
Got Whiteside there, who's fine.
He's all right. But, man, I don't know. I think that, I think Brooklyn's an option for him. I know, be based off of, especially if D'Angelo Russell doesn't sign there, I think he'd be fantastic. I think the Clippers, another team, right, who could take him, bring him in. Oh, boy. I mean, Philadelphia really screwed the pooch big time on this. But, all right, let's keep going.
Tobias Harris, I actually put a spot for him, but I have him going to the Clippers.
Do you?
Yeah. Let's just going back there.
He's going back?
Yeah, I guess so. Might as well.
I don't think he goes back to the Clips just because they traded him, number one.
They give him the right amount of money.
Right? Yeah, no kidding. Tobias is weird because he's like a super underrated guy. He's going to get max money somewhere. I don't know. That's a weird one for me. I feel like he should go to a team that randomly will sign him. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's just like
this was a tough one for me. I
don't know. If Boston had the cap, I'd say maybe Boston because they're losing Al Horford. Maybe, you know what I mean? Yeah. Who can stretch out. He's a bigger dude and can stretch out. I don't know. Let's say Boston. Why not?
Chris Middleton. I have him staying in Milwaukee.
I think so too. I think they need to prioritize him and Lopez big time. I think that. But the problem with Milwaukee's going to run into, even though Giannis is re-signed, you're going to pay Chris Middleton a lot of money, you know what I mean? And Chris Middleton ain't Kevin Durant. You know what I mean? It's just not the same thing. So it's going to be a bad contract for Milwaukee, but I think it's a necessary contract for Milwaukee.
The last big one, D'Angelo Russell.
If you're Brooklyn and you truly feel D'Angelo Russell is the guy for you, you need to keep him at whatever cost. Kyrie Irving has proven already he can't win on his own. Mm-hmm. That's why his best shot to winning a championship is to go to LA. I don't think he's going to do that, but I mean they should try everything in their power to re-sign him. He ain't going to LA, clearly, D'Angelo Russell. Now, he could go to the Clippers too, though. Honestly, you bring a point guard and Kawhi there, shoot. Get out of here, man. Get that out of here. You know what I mean? I don't know. I like him there. I think he could go to the I think he could go to the Knicks too if they don't sign somebody else. There's a couple places really that he could go, but I like D'Angelo Russell a lot. He really showed a lot last year on a team that you can't name a second guy on that Brooklyn team. You know what I mean? Like if you like. Honestly.
I mean, I can't really.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Like that one Carroll dude.
Name a guy, yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm talking about, that Black Carroll guy.
Damari Carroll was that?
Yeah, yeah, sure. Damari.
Sure. Something Carroll. There you go. Alan Crabb, he's there. He's bad contract on their books. But if you're Brooklyn too, you just got out of a bad situation, trading all those picks away to Boston. You're finally kind of bouncing back from that, and you've got a budding point guard, right, that you can just surround with talent. Now we're going to sign Kyrie Irving. Worst idea you could possibly make. And I hope, based off the reports we're seeing, that they may be thinking twice about doing that. So that would be huge for them. And
then finally, Trey Burke.
Pistons?
That's where I have him.
Yeah, he's probably going to the Pistons. I don't know. That's fine. All right, guys. That is going to be it for episode 30, Mike. We're on episode 30.
That's a lot.
That is a lot of episodes, man.
Kind of,
it's almost over half a year now.
Yeah, I guess so.
Craziness. Episode 30 in the books for the Merc Zone. I am the Mouth of Michigan. We will see you guys, as always, next time.
I can really use a ref right now. Hey, you, come here.
Oh. 1, 2, 3.
Oh.
Hey, honey, what do you want for lunch?
What? Ooh, got me a new belt today. Put that bad boy up there. Give me some jams on, windows down. Let's go.
Then I keep diamond choke that to my skin and loca. In the kitchen, whipping that dope up, you can smell it.
Gotcha! I got him! Oh, God, this car is so hard to get out of. I got it.
Lunchtime. Come on.
I thought this was your belt.
That's mine.
See you next week.